Okay, so yesterday we talked about Hamming code, and we said it's a special Hamming code. So it's a special. So it's a perfect code. This is what we said. A perfect code, which is a special uh, linear code or linear block code. And also we introduced what is called cyclic or cyclic code. Cyclic code, and this is also a linear code. So the main idea was, okay, in fact, so main idea was given any code word. Code word means it's a string of 0 ones, and it can be represented as a polynomial. And okay, for example, if we take 1 0 0 1, then we can say, so we may write it as a0 a1 a2 a3. So the corresponding polynomial could be a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube. So in this case, it is 1 plus x cube. And not only that, for any polynomial also like this, from the right hand side, we can go back to the left hand side, collecting all the coefficients of the polynomial. So essentially what we're having is, if we have a string, binary string of length n, so a0, a1 dot 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 n minus 1, then we can construct a polynomial, is summation, let's say aj x to the power j equal to 0 to n minus 1. So this is a 1-1 correspondence. Now the idea is we introduce something called cyclic shift. So in that case, what is happening is, okay, so if you, for example, here you can give it a shift, and you can go to n minus 1, then a0, a1, up to a n minus 2. So you can think of that you are applying multiply. I mean, it can be thought of in many different ways, but you can consider like you are considering, let's say you have a permutation, and you are just giving a one shift to the elements of the permutation, okay, to the right hand side. So it is also a cycle. You start with a cycle, you get another cycle, okay, by one shift. And if you keep on doing that, so repeating this shift procedure one by one, so you'll saturate at one point of time, so that you collect all possible strings of 0 1 such that one string is a shift of another one. So this is what we discussed, and then we said, okay, now we want to, our original problem was, okay, since we are talking about linear block code, so our original problem was this one. This is 0 1 to the power k. So this is a vector space of all binary strings of length k, and we want to produce a subspace, okay, of the vector space 0 1 to the power n. So such that, okay, this subspace Can you see the screen?
No, sir.
Just there is some problem. I'm unable to share this. Oh no, it is sharing it now. I think it is sharing. Yeah. Yeah. So the original problem was this one. So for each of this string, of this string of 0, 1 of length k, I'm going to convert into a string of 0, 1, binary string of length n, and n is bigger than k. So the idea is, okay, this is a vector space, but this, so we are looking for a subspace because it's a linear code. Now the question is, if we associate a polynomial with the string of 0, 1s, then basically what we are looking at is, given any polynomial from here, let's say some ux, some polynomial, but here it will be polynomial of at most degree k, or you can say k minus 1. If we write it like aj x to the power j equal to j equal to 0 to k minus 1. So 2, I want to change this to a new polynomial here, which is of degree at most n minus 1. So this is like, let's say some bj x to the power j is equal to 0 to n minus 1. So the question is now, how do I create such a correspondence, assuming that it is a cyclic code, meaning that in that code, which is a subspace of, so let's say this is the code, which is a subspace of 0 to the power n. If we consider any code word, if some code word C, let's say, which is belongs to, let's say, the capital C, the code, then any shift of this code word C should also be a code word. Okay, so that's the definition of the cyclic code. And yeah, so this is the code in such a way, it is defined in such a way that any shift, cyclic shift, is again another code word for any code word. Okay, if you give a shift, then it should be another code word. And we want to use the tool of polynomials, okay, to achieve this coding. Okay, so we want to understand how can it be done. For that, what we said is, okay, I think we discussed this. Yeah, so we started with some Vx. Okay, let's say you consider some, yeah, Vx. So for any code word, you have a polynomial like this, and then you can give it a shift. And ultimately, this is denoted by I times shift. So v to the power I, if you give I times shift, then of course you will get another polynomial. And then we said, okay, if you give a shift for I times to the right hand side, then this polynomial, which is obtained after giving I number of shifts, that is also related to the original polynomial you started with. And this is how they are related, that x to the power I times Vx, Vx is the original polynomial here where you have started with. So x to the power I times Vx would be equal to some qx times x to the power n plus 1 plus v to the power I x, and this qx is again a polynomial. So this is just a quotient, as if you are dividing this by this polynomial by x to the power n plus 1, then this is the remainder. This is what we said. So this is what we said. It's the remainder. Okay, so now today what we'll do, ultimately, since we have to make a connection, we have to define the coding from ux to vx here, we'll try to see how can we define that using the structure of the polynomial structure of the code words. Okay, so our first result today is, so let's say result
Sir,
One.
sir,
Yeah.
sir, I have one doubt related to coset.
Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, since we declare a coset leader in perfect code, which has the odd weight less than equal to 3.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is that it is only one sequence in each coset whose weight less than equal to t. It is right or wrong?
I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat? Please repeat it again.
So my question is, say we have 2 raised to the power n minus k cosets, different coset in array.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So we declare our coset leader in perfect code, which has error weight less t or less than equal to t.
Yes. Yes.
So my question is, there may exist any sequence in each coset. There may exist 2 or more than sequence in each coset whose weight less than equal to.
No, that we proved. No, there is a 1-1 correspondence that we proved. So we proved 3 theorems yesterday, I think. So this is regarding the syndrome. With the syndrome, because what you get is you received R, right? The question is, how do you create this table? Right? How to create this table or array, standard array? So the thing is, once you receive this R, let us go back here. Once you receive this R, then you this, which is called a syndrome. Now there is a 1-1 correspondence with the syndrome. There's a 1-1 correspondence. See here, there is a 1-1 correspondence with the syndrome and the coset, right? So from the syndrome, you want to construct the coset, but coset is defined by its coset leader, right? So you need to just identify what is the coset leader, right? Now, before that we said, yeah, so this is the 1-1 correspondence we proved. Okay, this is the correspondence we proved. Now there yeah, so this is the connection here with d min, because we said, okay, what is t here? T is this number. Okay, now we had made a connection with this number t with the coset. So this is the connection. So if you take this to be t, to not be able to correct all the with t plus 1, that is fine. So where is that?
Sir, my
Yes.
doubt related to this x and y. Can you see again?
This one.
So,
yeah, this one.
Yes. Sir, my question is that, so, is there can exist x and y whose weight is less than equal to t in one coset?
In one coset, what happens? One coset, that is?
There may exist two sequence x and y whose weight is less than equal to t.
No. So that is in one. See, the thing is, in any coset, there is only one entry, one error. This is this one error which can be fixed. Okay, so that is E1 or E2. E1 is 0 anyway. So let's say EL, E2, E3 dot. Now the rest of the entries or rest of the sequences of that coset is defined by that EL, let's say EL, and this is not, these entries are EL plus some VJ. Now we prove that if suppose there are two such thing, like two such errors. So then since that is closed under this, so if you take, let's say, EL plus some VJ and some EL plus some VK. So if they are equal, then what will happen is EL will get cancelled and then VJ will be equal to VK. So that means the original code words are same, but you started with different code words because there are 2 to the power k such code words, and all are distinct because the set itself contains 2 to the power k elements. So that cannot be equal because each coset is defined by the coset leader. So if you have two such coset leaders or maybe two such sequences of the same pattern, if you add it up, then they have to follow the same pattern, like they have to be of that form, EL plus some VJ plus, and VJ could be 0 because if it is the coset leader itself. Okay, so it will be EL plus some VJ, and that has to be equal to EL plus some VK, and that will imply VJ equal to VK, but which is not true. because beyond v to v to the power k, they are all distinct. So they cannot be placed at the same row.
Okay, sir, got it.
Okay. Okay, so today what we'll do first is that we define what is, okay, we gave a name to the polynomial. Okay, so that given that code word, whatever the corresponding polynomial would be, we'll call it a code polynomial. Okay, so now if we have a cyclic code, okay, so cyclic code is now defined by, so this is the cyclic code, let's say. This code is cyclic or cyclic. This is a cyclic code. And then the elements here, they are the polynomials now, which are called the code polynomials. Now, what we want to look, okay, so code polynomial. What I want to look at here is now how these polynomials are connected. They will obviously be a subspace, but this is a subspace of what? 0, 1, 0, 1 to the power n. Now I am trying to look at the first observation. Okay, so if they are the polynomials corresponding to each of this n-bit string which are there in the subspace, then how these polynomials are related? I want to find that. Now, since there is a property in that subspace, okay, in addition to that being a subspace, because it is also a cyclic code, that means one string is, let's say, a shift of another one, okay, or maybe if you take a shift of one sequence, that will give you another code word, okay. So if if this is the code word, then this must be this can be obtained from, or if you give it a shift to this, then you can go get this one, or you can give a shift to this, you can obtain this one. And so these are also here. So then the question would be how this, so we know what is a subspace, but we are looking at an additional structure, which is this, which is defined by this cyclic shifting. So then the question would be how these code polynomials are related or connected to each other. For that, what we'll first do is, I mean, the question here is, given any n and k, can we construct at all a cyclic code? What about its existence? Okay, we have seen that for any n and k, we can construct, of course, a linear code because we can construct the generator matrix or the parity check matrix. So everything is known. But here, in addition to that linear property, we have an additional property, which is the cyclic shifting property. So then the question would be, for given any n and k, will we be able to find at all a subspace which will have this property, shifting property, or not? This is the first question. So in order to answer this question, there are many questions, but first let us answer this question. And in order to answer this question, we'll have to look at what are the elements of a cyclic code, or what are the code polynomials in that cyclic code, or what are the code words corresponding to this cyclic code, and how they are related, how these polynomials are related. Can I generate, let's say, can I generate this code word just by knowing some entries, or can I just this entire cyclic code can be created by knowing one entry, or how should I generate this cyclic code? Okay, because we do not have right now, we do not have a generator matrix in our hand. A generator matrix, if I take anything, it may not preserve the cyclic shifting property. So the question is, we have to look at how the code polynomial, which is a cyclic shift of another code polynomial, okay, so how they are related. So for that, what we will discuss first is, what about the minimum degree, okay, of the cyclic code, or minimum degree of this code polynomial lying inside the cyclic code. Okay, that's the first result we'll be looking at. And first question is it unique? And we'll show that the code polynomial. Okay, so whenever we are saying this code polynomial, we are always assuming this code polynomial corresponds to a non-zero code word, because it is a vector space. The code 000, this the identity element 000. Okay, this is always inside this, but corresponding to the polynomial is nothing but a zero polynomial, the constant polynomial. We are not looking at that. Okay, so its degree can be ambiguous, so we have to make some assumption about the degree of this. So we are not looking at that. So we are looking at all the non-zero code polynomials, okay, or non-constant code polynomials. So, and then we are talking about what is the possible minimum degree, okay. So the code polynomial here, so let me write it for the first time, but will not write it because if it is a zero polynomial, it makes no sense. So the non-zero code polynomial, okay, of minimum degree, I mean, there must be a polynomial which will have degree minimum among all the code polynomials, and there may be multiple sub-polynomials. But if it is a cyclic code, okay, we'll prove that there can be only one code polynomial which will have minimum degree. That means if there is a degree which is the minimum, there cannot be two such polynomials which will have the same degree, which is the minimum one. For example, suppose 3 is the minimum degree, okay, it is like 3x squared plus 1, or it could be x cubed plus 1. This kind of a thing will not be there if 3 is the minimum one. Okay, this will not happen. So the code polynomial of minimum degree is unique in a cyclic code. This is the first thing we are going to prove. Okay, and most of the proofs in this cyclic code thing in this topic will prove everything by contradiction, by the method of contradiction. Meaning, suppose we'll assume that suppose it is not, and then we'll reach to something which is absurd, and then we'll show that okay, then our original assumption was wrong. That is how we'll prove it. So
Sir,
yes.
sir, this polynomial will be minimal polynomial.
No. Minimal polynomial is defined in a sense of a matrix. There is no matrix here. What we are saying is minimum degree. Like this is a list of or set of polynomials, right? In this C, we are interpreting that. Okay, this is a set of sequences of length n, binary sequences of length n. But we can have the corresponding representation of polynomials, the code polynomials correspond to each of these sequences. Now what we are saying is what is the polynomial of minimum degree? Suppose minimum degree is 3. Then what we are claiming, we are trying to prove now, there cannot be two polynomials having the minimum degree. So there cannot, I mean, both of this cannot be part of the cyclic code. So the code polynomial of minimum degree is unique in a cyclic code. This is what we are going to do. Is that okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So if it is not unique, then there should be two. Okay. So there will be at least two. So first, so let us assume that let's say R be the minimum degree of code polynomials okay in the code C. Okay, and suppose okay, let's say gx, okay, I can write it as like some g naught plus g1x plus dot plus g r minus 1 r minus 6 x to the power r minus 1 plus x to the power r. Now see here I'm not writing gr minus 2, because if gr minus 2 if I write, then it has to be 1. It cannot be 0 because the degree of this polynomial is r. So this coefficient of x to the power r cannot be 0. So suppose suppose there are more than one. So suppose there are two at least. Suppose this and this is a g dashed. Okay, so g dashed plus g1x plus dot plus gr minus 1 dashed x to the power r minus 1. Let me write capital X. So plus x to the power r. Okay. Suppose these two are polynomials of lowest degree r inside the cyclic code C. Now, And also suppose this, and of course gx is not equal to g dash x. Suppose it is the case. Okay, there are two such, or you may forget about this, and then you will see what will happen. Now we already assume that by the definition, now we know of from the definition of cyclic code okay, C is a linear space, okay, or a vector space. So that means if G is there and G dash is there, then G plus G dash also must be there. Then thus Gx plus G dash x, this mass also belongs to C. But what is Gx plus G dash x? This is G naught plus G naught dash plus G1 plus G1 dash x dot 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 plus G r minus 1 plus G dash r minus 1 x to the power r minus 1 plus 0, because this is x to the power r plus x to the power r, which is 2x to the power r, but 2 means 0. But since there is a code, this has to be inside this, and this cannot have degree r. It has to be degree less equal to r minus 1, depending on what these values are. So we can say that r cannot be the minimum degree then. Okay, so which implies the minimum degree, minimum degree of C of code polynomials in C is less than R, which is a contradiction. Because we already assumed that the minimum degree is R. So that means there cannot be two such code polynomials. So it is always unique. This is the first result. Okay. You'll see a little later why I am bothered about this polynomial, like the code polynomial, which is having the minimum degree. Okay. In fact, we'll later we'll see, using that polynomial, we will generate all the code polynomials in the cyclic code. That's why you are looking at it. So this is important. Okay. So first thing is its degree. So there are no two code polynomials which have minimum degree. Now the second result. So suppose R is the minimum degree. So whenever I am saying minimum degree, so we are always assuming it is for a non-zero code polynomial. Okay. Suppose R is the minimum degree of code polynomials in C, and assume that Gx, which is, let's say, G naught plus G1 x plus dot 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 plus Gr minus 1 x to the power r minus 1 plus x to the power r. Okay. Suppose this is that polynomial, okay, which has this minimum degree thing, because it is unique. So suppose this is that polynomial, code polynomial. Okay. Then we'll show G naught is equal to 1. That means the constant term here will also have to be 1. Okay. So let us prove this. Okay, then as we said again, we said before that we'll use the method of contradiction to prove this. So then suppose it is not 1. Okay. Suppose it is not 1, then we'll reach to a contradiction. Suppose G naught is not equal to 1 means what? Suppose G naught is 0, right? Then what will happen? Then Gx should be what? Gx should be G1x plus dot 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 plus Gr minus 1 x to the power r minus 1 plus xr. And then we can take x common, which is G1 plus G2x plus dot 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 plus Gr minus 1 x to the power r minus 2 plus x to the power r minus 1. Okay. Now, can anybody tell me what is the contradiction here?
So we are getting degree 1 polynomial here, x.
Yeah, but this need not be code polynomial. That's fine. We did not say here it is a code polynomial. Product of this is a code polynomial. But then what?
Sir, we're getting a degree less than R here.
Yeah, so. But is that a code polynomial? You assume that this is a code polynomial which has minimum degree, which is R, and then you see that Js is equal to this. Then what?
Yes, sir, it will be a code polynomial.
Why? Why is that?
So it is reducible polynomial.
Yeah, so what? I mean, what is the contradiction here? So the rest of the terms are 0 here, by the way. Okay, so up to n, suppose we have. So then this is all the other terms are all 0. Okay, so up to, let's say, 0x to the power n minus 1. Then what will happen? This is a hint. No idea? This is homework. Think about it. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Use the cyclic shifting property. Shifting property on Gx. So basically, if you want to reach to a contradiction, what is the assumption? That this is a minimum degree R. So you must contradict that. So that means if this is the case that G naught equal to 0, then you must be able to find out a code polynomial whose degree is less than R minus 1. We have a polynomial, okay, less than R. We have a polynomial, but we have to justify that this is a code polynomial. Okay, so how to justify that? That is the question here. Okay. Anyway, so this is homework. Just think about it. Okay, and then come up with an answer. Now, let us say from this two results, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that the minimum polynomial or the polynomial code polynomial of, let's say, minimum degree, okay, is unique, okay, and is of the form is unique and of the form gx, which is 1 plus g1x plus g2x square plus x to the power r. So this is the, for some r, which is the minimum degree. This is the form of the code polynomial. Okay, the minimum code polynomial. So this is 1. First coefficient is 1. And this is unique. Now, let us consider some other polynomials, okay, which are generated from.
So in above, if we make one shifting, then we can get above.
Yeah, that's the answer. But you don't have to explain that. That is the answer. But think about it for others. Okay, what you said is correct. I just want you to think about it. Okay. Yeah. So now consider the other polynomials. Like, let us consider some more polynomials and see what is happening. So now consider this x times gx, x square times. So this gx is the minimum one. Okay, minimum degree. Dot x to the power n minus r minus 1 times gx. What are the degrees of this polynomials? If you consider this polynomials, gx has degree r, then what is the degree? What is the degree of x times gx? This will be r plus 1. Degree of this will be r plus 2. And degree of this will be n minus 1. So we are constructing new polynomials. But if this is the minimal polynomial, then that corresponds to a code word. Taking out all the coefficients, we can write down a code word. Let's say 1, g1, g2, and dot, whatever. Up to r, something will be there up to r, and the rest our 0, let's say. So some code word we can always construct. And we also know how the code words, okay, are related. Here now we go back, which you did yesterday. This is what we discussed. If you start with a polynomial or the code polynomial, let's say vx, this is where we started with. Then x to the power I times vx, how it is connected to v to the power ix. What is v to the power ix? I times shifts of the code word corresponding to v. So this is the corresponding code polynomial, and x to the power I times vx, this is related by this equation, that this is equal to qx times, for some qx, times x to the power n plus 1 plus this. That means if we divide this x to the power I times vx by x to the power n plus 1, then this is the remainder. Okay, we know that already. Now we are doing the same thing here. We are just multiplying x to the power I, but I we are extending up to that much. What is the maximum possibility? Maximum possibility is what? The degree should be n minus 1. Here our vx, the minimum polynomial has degree r. So we are multiplying x to the power I. So I should be from 1 to and so on. This is x to the power 1. This is 2 dot up to n minus r. So it can have maximum degree. So all polynomials will have the degree r plus 1, r plus 2, and dot n minus 1. So therefore, then from the above observation, the observation was the following, that v x to the power I vx is equal to qx times x to the power n plus 1 plus v to the power I. This is I times shift of this from this observation. Okay. So from this observation, what you can write for this corresponding to the minimum polynomials, x times gx should be equal to g to the power 1 x square gx should be equal to g to the power 2 x and dot 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 x to the power n minus r minus 1 times gx is equal to g to the power n minus r minus 1 x. So meaning these are I mean x times gx, x square gx, which is by n minus r times gx. These are the cyclic shifts. Cyclic shifts of the code polynomial gx. Can anybody tell me why is this the case? Can anyone tell me? Okay, I'll give you a hint again. What was qx? Everything, if I explain, then it will take a lot of time. So that's why I'm skipping some of the parts. I'm just giving a hint. So the hint is, look at the qx. This is of degree x to the power I minus 1. That means there it is x to the power r minus 1. And you cannot have a code polynomial of degree r minus 1. So whether it has to be 0 or not, that's the question. So hint here is, look at this. Hint here is investigate on this part ux. Okay. So the hint is okay, speculate about qx. Okay, that's the hint. Now, so we have all the cyclic shifts, x times gx, x square times gx, and dot 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 up to x to the power n minus r minus 1 times gx. They are the cyclic shifts. So that means these polynomials, okay, these polynomials are all in C, because C preserves the property of cyclic shifting. Okay. Now C is also linear. However, C is also linear. So meaning what? It is a linear subspace. So if you have code elements here, then addition of those elements, scaling and addition, the linear combination of those elements, let's say, it's again in C. Okay. So our C is also linear, which means the following. Which means some polynomial, let's say Vx, which is a linear combination of all of this. Let's say u0 times gx plus u1 times xgx plus dot 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 plus u n minus r minus 1 times x to the power n minus r minus 1 times gx, which can be thought of as this polynomial. u0 plus u1x plus dot 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 un minus r minus 1 times x to the power n minus r minus 1 gx. Okay, then this also belongs to C. And what are these ui's or uj's? And uj's are nothing but 0 or 1. So this is a very important property. So look at the thing. Look at the broad picture, what we started with. So this was my, let's say, cyclic code. Now I took the minimal polynomial here, which is gx. Now I am creating other polynomials here surrounding at this. So multiply this with x, multiply this with x square, and dot dot. Multiply this with x cube and dot dot dot. You have to, so depending on the degree of gx, okay, I have to get, so let's say x gx, then x square gx. These are all in this x square gx, x cube gx, and keep on doing that, assuming that the minimum degree is r, so it is x to the power n minus r minus 1 times gx. They're all this. Then we are taking the sum of all this, linear combination of all this, and then we are saying this is also a code word polynomial. So all these things are here. Now I'll prove a fundamental property which will characterize cyclic code. Okay. So we started with the minimum polynomial code polynomial with minimum degree. From that, we are creating new code polynomials, and their linear combinations will also be a code polynomial. And now I'm stating one of the fundamental theorems or result in this cyclic code topic. So result 3. Okay. Suppose gx is, or you can just write gx because you know the formula. Actually, the first one, it should be the coefficient is 1, then g1x plus dot dot dot. Let's say of degree r. So g r minus 1 x to the power r minus 1 plus, let's say gr, and not gr, but x to the power r. Okay. Suppose this is the code polynomial, of minimum degree, okay, in nk linear code, nk cyclic code, let's say. The cyclic code is always linear. We back onto the definition. Cyclic code C. Now the statement of the result is any binary polynomial. Binary polynomial means the polynomial having the coefficient 0 or 1. Any polynomial, let's say. Actually, I'm not writing all the notations, but if I write the notations, it will be very compact. But since you are not familiar with them, I mean, what I'm trying to tell you is, if I just write this, yeah, forget that. Any polynomial, a binary polynomial, any binary polynomial, okay, of degree less equal to n minus 1, because we are looking at code words which can be of degree at most n minus 1, right? Because they will correspond to a binary string of length n minus n. Okay, n. But in the polynomial, there is already a constant, so degree can be at most n minus 1. So any binary polynomial of degree, okay, of degree n minus 1 or less is a code polynomial. Code polynomial if and only it is a multiple of gx, and it is actually the theorem which characterizes the entire cyclic code. So what you are looking at, suppose somehow you know the minimum degree polynomial, code polynomial of a cyclic code, then all other code polynomial is nothing but a multiple of them. Multiple means it is some polynomial times the minimum polynomial is actually the code polynomial. So this characterizes all the things, but here there is a catch. The catch is, how do I know what is the minimal degree? Okay, we need to find that later. But if I know somehow that there is a polynomial and the minimum degree of the polynomial is that one, you know the polynomial, and all the other code polynomials can be obtained as a multiple of that polynomial. This is a big theorem. Okay, so let us prove this. Suppose Vx, okay, any binary polynomial of, see here I say any binary polynomial of degree n minus 1. Okay, any means it is up to that much because you have to multiply that with gx, and then it has to be a polynomial of degree at most n minus 1. So suppose Vx is a polynomial or just binary polynomial, okay, of degree n minus 1 or less. Okay, so this is if and only if. So I'm first assuming that only if part. So that means I'll assume that it is a multiple of gx, any polynomial of degree n minus 1 or less, which is multiple of gx. I'll show that it is a code polynomial. Okay. So suppose Vx is a polynomial of degree n minus 1 or less, and let's say Vx equal to some multiple, let's say some ux times gx. So ex has to be a particular form. So let me write that is Vx is equal to some a0 plus a1x plus dot 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 plus a n minus r minus 1 times x to the power n minus r minus 1 times gx. Because gx is of order r, degree r, so I have to consider up to this much. But all these coefficients need not be 0, need not be 1. Okay, some of them could be 0. But the degree could be at most, it will go at most n minus r minus 1 because the degree of v can be at most n minus 1. So this is my ux here. Okay, so if I write that, so this will be what? This is a0 gx plus a1x gx plus dot 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 plus a n minus r minus 1 x to the power n minus r minus 1 gx. Now we already know that these are code polynomials because we proved earlier that any scalar scale like this kind of x to the power I times this, okay, is are also code polynomials, right? Of the minimal polynomial, minimal degree polynomial are code polynomials. So like here we proved that. Okay, so here it is nothing but a linear combination of those scaling. X to the power I, x to the power 0 can be there. So that is the constant and so on. So this is nothing but which is a linear combination. Linear combinations of code polynomials. Gx, x, gx, dot dot dot, x to the power n minus r minus 1 times gx. That means what? Vx is in C. So it proves that part, that if it's a multiple of gx, any polynomial multiple of gx, then it is always a code polynomial. What is gx? Gx is the code polynomial which has minimum degree. Now we have to prove the reverse. Okay. So we have to assume that it is a code. We have to assume that there is a code polynomial, and then what is the converse? Can anybody tell me what will be the converse?
So we have to assume that it will be already it will be a code polynomial. Then we have to prove that it is a multiple of gx.
Yeah, great. Okay, yeah. So we have to assume that now conversely, let Vx belongs to, or Vx be a code polynomial okay, in C. Then we have to show that Vx, okay, is a scaling of Gx. Okay, we want to show that. So two things are known in our two things are there in the hand. One is Vx, another one is Gx. So we have to play with these two. Nothing is known. What possible we can do is Vx has degree n minus 1 up to n minus 1 or less, and Gx has a minimum. So possible we can divide Vx by Gx. Okay, that is the thing we can do because we have only two polynomials left and we have to play with this two. So divide Vx by Gx. Okay, then if you divide one polynomial by other polynomial, I think you should have done this at 7th standard maybe or 8th standard. I mean, if you recall it. So you can divide two polynomials, right? You will get some quotient and some remainder. So then Vx, or maybe in undergraduate, I don't know. So Vx will be, you know this or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. I mean, you, Gautam, must be knowing because your background in mathematics, that for others, I don't know. So the thing is, the way you divide two numbers, same way you can divide two polynomials also. Okay. I mean, I think the procedure, I mean, if you do not know, let's say you have Px by Qx. Okay. Then what you can do, suppose degree of Px is more than Qx. Then the way you do it is Qx, right? Like the class 7 standard or 4th standard, whatever it is. So you write some polynomial here, you multiply. Okay, let's say it is Q1 x. Then you will write here something like Q times Qx times Qx, Q1x. Then you subtract this. Okay, something you get. Again, you multiply something. Okay, and keep on doing this. And last of all, you have some Rx, which is the remainder. Okay, and this product of this polynomials is called the quotient. Okay, so Q1, Q2 dot 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 whatever, this product will be the quotient. So then Px can be written as, okay, Qx times this product of this polynomials plus R. Okay, the same thing like we do it for the scalars, it is the same thing is true also for the polynomials. So if you divide Vx by Gx, then we'll get that there are some polynomials Ax and Bx, okay, for which this one is true. Vx equal to Ax plus Gx. Now what I wanted to prove that Vx should be equal to some polynomial times Gx. So we have such a situation here actually. But here the thing is we have an additional extra term. The remainder term is extra. So Vx is equal to Ax times Gx plus Bx. So if we somehow manage to prove that Bx is equal to 0, the remainder is 0, then we are done. Okay. But what can you say about the remainder if we divide this? Okay, then either Bx will be 0. If Bx equal to 0, that is our goal basically. Bx is 0, then Vx is nothing but Ax times Gx, which we wanted to prove. But if that is not the case, then what can we say about the remainder? Either this or Bx is a non-zero polynomial, or degree of Bx should be less than the degree of Gx. Because otherwise, if it is not the case, let's say this is Bx here. If it is not the case, you can again multiply something here, and again you can do something so that you can reach to somewhere where the degree of the remainder will be less than the degree of Q. You can always do that. So then either Bx equal to 0 or the degree of Bx, I mean Bx is not equal to 0 and degree of Bx is less than the degree of Gx. Okay. That is the case. Now from here, what we are looking at? If I write this Bx, then Bx is actually equal to Vx plus Ax times Gx. Okay. This is what Bx is. I want to actually show Bx equal to 0. Now what is happening is Ax times Gx is a code polynomial. Why? Because of the first part of the theorem. Because we assume that it is this scaling of gx. Vx is any polynomial which is as ux times gx, then we have proved that Vx is code polynomial. So here we have such a situation. This is a code polynomial because of the first part of the theorem. Code polynomial due to the first part. Okay, so what did we assume here? We assume that Vx is a code polynomial. Now we have Gx, so this is already a code polynomial due to the assumption. This is code polynomial. And Ax times Gx, this is also a code polynomial. And this is at Bx is now addition of two code polynomials. So Bx must be also a code polynomial because it is a non-linear space. Okay, so this implies Bx Bs is a code polynomial. Okay, in C. But we all also know the degree of Bx is less than the degree of Gx. Strictly less than degree of Gx. But Gx is the code polynomial having the minimum degree. So then what should be Bx? Bx has to be 0. It cannot be a non-zero polynomial. Code polynomial C. Okay, that has degree less than the degree of Gx, which is minimum. So then this implies such Bx non-zero polynomial cannot exist. Hence, Bx equal to 0. So Bx equal to 0, then Vx is actually equal to Ax times Gx, and we are done. So what did we prove here? We started with Gx. Okay, how do we find Gx? That's a different issue. As I said before, we started with Gx. So this is my cyclic code. Somehow I know the minimum polynomial. I mean code polynomial of degree minimum degree. Then we are saying that any scaling of this, actually these are all connected. All other code polynomial are nothing but some polynomial times Gx. This is how actually you can create all other code polynomials. And this is a very big. So this is the entire characterization. If somehow we know Gx. Okay. Now we have to construct what is Gx. That you don't know. Okay, because we want to construct a cyclic code. Given this, so our original problem here, if we just look back, this is where we started with 0, 1 to the power k. We want to go here. So this is the entire space. C is inside here, some subspace, which is the code polynomial. But I need to know, if I know Gx, then I know all the code words. Okay, but I do not know what is Gx. So now our focus will be how to find Gx. Okay, because if I know Gx, I can construct a cyclic code now. Okay. For that, in order to find out what Gx could be, okay, let us see some observations. First observation. Okay, if I ask you, what is the number of polynomials? This is my question. What is the number of polynomials and how many polynomials? Number of binary polynomials that are multiples. Okay, that are that have degree less than or equal to n minus 1 and are multiple of Gx. Who can say this? Gx is the polynomial of minimum degree, let's say R. So how many polynomials will be there? Binary polynomials, okay, whose degree is less than or equal to n minus 1, and they are some multiple, some polynomial multiple of Gx. How many such thing can be there? What's the answer? Okay, in order to answer this question,
So 2 to the power n minus 1 minus r.
very close. Anybody else? I mean, pretty close, but anybody else?
Sir, I think it will be like 2 plus 2 squared plus dot dot 2 to the power n minus 1 minus r.
So what is the total number? If you do that. So minimum degree means what? Minimum degree R means what? So see, any code word, you have to have a code word of length n, right? So then only you will reach to degree n minus 1. Now I already know that this has R many. This is already there. So when I'm scaling it with something, in order to achieve that to be equal to n or degree n minus 1, this is already degree R. So then how many options could be there? This is length n, n minus r, and these are the coefficients n minus r. So this will be of n minus 2 to the power n minus r. That is my answer. This is homework. Think about it. Okay, the answer is 2 to the power n minus r. Okay. Now from the above theorem, this is point number 2, observation number 2. From above theorem, like here, from the above theorem here, any scaling, I mean any multiple of Gx is again a code polynomial. So all this 2 to the power n minus r, they are all code polynomials because they have degree less equal to n minus 1, and they are multiples of Gx. We already proved that multiples of Gx, okay, and the degree of the binary polynomial is also less equal to n minus 1, then that is a code polynomial. So this is my second observation. So there are these also are, let's say, all such polynomials are code polynomials. Polynomials in a n comma k cyclic code. See, let's say. Now, third observation. How many code polynomials could be there? What is the total number of code polynomials? What is the total number of code polynomials? Same hint here. What is the total number of code polynomials? Are
2 to the power n.
no. Started with 0 1 to the power k. This was 0 1 to the power n. This was what?
2 to the power k.
2 to the power k, because this is how we are transferring, no, from a k length to n length. And how many k length are there? This is 2 to the power k. So we're looking for 2 to the power k entries here. And all this can be obtained from the scaling of Gx, the minimum polynomial. So there are 2 to the power n minus r such, but it actually has to be 2 to the power k such. Right? But there are 2 to the power k code polynomials. And each of them can be obtained as scaling of Gx. And number of such polynomials is 2 to the power n minus 1. So 2 to the power n minus 1 has to be equal to 2 to the power k. But there are these polynomials. Then from then 1, 2, and 3 imply what? 2 to the power n minus r is actually equal to 2 to the power k. So which implies r actually is equal to n minus k. This is the degree of the polynomial. The code polynomial of minimum degree. So now see, we know what R is. If you want to construct NK linear code, which is a cyclic code, we already know now the minimum degree has to be n minus k. Therefore, the code polynomial gx of minimum degree, okay, in a NK cyclic code is of the form this. At gx, we already proved before that the first entry has to be 1, the constant has to be 1, and others could be anything. Now we already proved the degree of this. Then degree is n minus k. So this has to be n minus k minus 1 plus x to the power n minus k. So given n and k, this has to be the minimal polynomial. Okay. And every code polynomial is a scaling of this gx. Scaling here means some polynomial times gx, and degree has to be less equal to n minus 1. Okay. So any code polynomial in the NK cyclic code C is of the form what? Vx, which is equal to sum ux times gx. And what would gx, you already know what is the degree n minus k. So u must have degree. What should be the degree of ux? Degree of gx is n minus k. So what should the degree of ux? What should be the degree of ux? We know gx has degree n minus k, and vx cannot, the degree of vx cannot exceed n minus 1. So what should be the degree, maximum degree of ux? Huh?
K minus 1.
Yes, k minus 1 times x to the power k minus 1. Because we multiply this k minus 1, this is the maximum possible. If k minus 1 is not 1, not equal to 0, and that has to be multiplied with x to the power n minus k, and then we will get n minus 1. That's the maximum. So us has to be this. Now the surprising thing here, you see, this polynomial ux exactly contain k digits, and we already had this left hand side. Okay, here, this left hand side, all the strings having k digits, right? And we are actually looking for, see, gx is fixed here. Gx is fixed, gx is not changing. Any vx is of this form. So this u0, u1, this vector k minus 1 can be anything from 0, 1 to the power k. How many such elementary are there? 2 to the power k. And exactly we have 2 to the power k now, Vx, which is code polynomials. So you already got how to construct those code polynomials. So we know how to construct the cyclic code now. Okay. So if we consider u naught or just ux as the code polynomial corresponding to the k information digits that have to be encoded then Vx, okay, is the corresponding code polynomial. That's it. Therefore, Gx is very, very important here. We'll give it a name. The Gx, which has the minimum code polynomial, is called the generator polynomial of the cyclic code. And the degree of G is the number of parity check digits. Is the number of parity check digits, which is n minus k. Okay. Now let us see an example. Okay. Acha, can anybody tell me whether we are done or still something is remaining? So for example, if I give you some value, let's say n equal to 7, like last day what you did, n equal to 7, we had an example, k equal to 4, a Hamming code example, let's say. So what should be a polynomial of degree n minus k, which is 3? You can consider anything, right? If I consider any gk having degree 3, then the question, how many can be there? Gx could be of this form, 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 Gx could be of this form. What should I take among all this? Which one to choose? So we know what is the minimum degree given n and k, but we are not still sure what should I choose. We have multiple options now. Okay, so what should be, how should I choose this? Any idea from the above explanation, like whatever we discussed till now? Okay, before we prove that that final result, yeah, anybody wants to say anything? No. So before we prove the final result, let us see an example. Okay, let us see this example, the example we did yesterday. Let us see, suppose this is an example. Okay, so let us fix n to be equal to 7, k to be equal to 4, and suppose gx is equal to 1 plus x cube. Okay, so k equal to 4 means we have 16, right? 16 this thing. 0 0 0 0 0 or 1 0 0 0. We have a big list of this thing. 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 and so on. Okay, we can keep on doing this. You can fill the gap, fill this thing. So now we want to generate these code words here. Okay, and so I can generate these code words if I know what are the code polynomials, right? Code polynomial generated by gx. So gx there must be any scaling of gx would give you a code polynomial. So we can of course choose 0 times gx. This is a scaling, so we'll have 0. We can have 1 times gx, which is 1 plus x cube, which is 1 times gx. So what is the corresponding code polynomial here? Code word here 1 1 0 1 0 0 0. We can have x times gx, the code polynomial, x times gx, which is what? X plus x square plus x to the power 4. So what will be the corresponding code word here? 0 1 1 0 1 0 0. We can have x squared times gx, or maybe 1 plus x times gx. Then we have something here, and keep on doing this. Then we can get, so this is x, right, because of this, 1 plus x because of this, and so on. So this is because of this 0. We're forgetting this u. This u is coming from this. U is coming from this. U is coming from the 0 to the power k. Here k is equal to 4. So if we take k to be equal to 0 0 0 0, then it will give you 0. 1 0 0 0, it will give you 1. 0 1 0 0 will give you x. 1 1 0 0 will give you 1 plus x, and so on. So once you choose one particular string from here, from the left column, okay, the first column, you can have a corresponding code word generated by gx. Okay, so you can fill it up. So this is how you can construct a code, cyclic code. But still, so this is just an example. But still, we are not sure how to choose, right? How to choose gx, because there are many options now. Which one to choose, which one not to choose, we don't know. Now we'll try to focus on that. How to choose gx. So we'll first prove another result. So we know gx, we know about gx that the constant term of the gx polynomial is 1, and it has degree n minus k. Okay. And the next result is the generating polynomial, the generator polynomial gx of c, the n comma k cyclic code c, is a factor of x to the power n plus 1. It has to be a factor. There are many choices, but it has to be a factor of x to the power n plus 1. How do I prove this? Any idea how do you prove this, or why this had to be true? Then I'll not prove it. Can anyone tell me how to prove this? Why it has to divide x to the power n plus 1? Implicitly we use that fact without telling it. Okay, let us do this.
Sir,
Okay.
we have given the shifting property like x to the power I into vx equals qx into x to the power n plus 1. So I think that part is somehow working out. Because whatever shifting we have to do, then that must be code word also.
Yeah, so you're talking about a started result, right? So which you use today, the connection. Yeah, here. Yeah, here, this one, this red one.
Yes, sir.
So this is a scaling of Vx. And this is how it is obtained, I times shift. So if it divides what will happen if this generating polynomial divides x to the power n plus 1, then what will happen here? So if let's say Vx, let's say Vx, okay, so let me write it this way. Acha, okay. So let us see. I mean, if we can prove it a little bit, and then we'll put together the arguments. Okay. So let us multiply any x to the power k with gx. So this has to be a code polynomial because any code polynomial is nothing but a product of gx with something else. Okay. And if we do that, gx is of degree n minus k. If we do that, so this is a polynomial of degree n. Now, dividing x to the power k gx by x to the power n plus 1, what do we get? X to the power k gx should be x to the power n plus 1 plus some g to the power kx. There will not be, see, they have the same degree. Okay. So if you get, then you just have some remainder. Okay. This is the remainder. Okay. Now this is the k times shift of gx, the corresponding code word which corresponds to gx polynomial, code polynomial gx. Okay. So this is remainder, but this is the code polynomial okay, corresponding to the shifting of gx cyclically k times. Therefore, g to the power kx is a multiple of gx because it is a code polynomial. So therefore, what we can write, g to the power kx is nothing but some ax times gx. Now we had here this one. So from here, what we can say? So let me say here, this is star. This is star. So then from star, what can I have? X to the power k, what was there? X to the power k times gx. X to the power k times gx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 plus x times gx. So which will imply what? X to the power n plus 1. N plus 1. This will be nothing but x to the power k plus ax times gx. So this implies gx is a factor of, so gx divides x to the power n plus 1 is a factor of x to the power n plus 1. Okay. So how to choose this gx then? You have to choose a polynomial of degree n minus 1 whose constant term is 1 and which has to be a factor of x to the power n plus 1. Then it will generate nk cyclic code. Right? Therefore, the conclusion is given n and k, choose gx which divides x to the power n plus 1 and has degree n minus k, right? Then gx is a generator of a NK cyclic code, right? Yeah, so in our previous example, what we had seen, N was equal to 7, K was equal to 4, right? So what are the factors of x to the power 7 plus 1? Can anybody tell me? Because we have to choose a factor from this. Okay, let me write it. 1 plus x, 1 plus x cube times 1 plus x square plus x cube. You can check, you can multiply all the polynomials in the right hand side and check that this will be x to the power 7 plus 1. So we can choose gx to be equal to what? Gx has to have degree 3. So you can choose this one, or this one, and then we can generate n comma k grid. So the thing is, an observation here is cyclic code is not unique. So if I say here for this example, 7-4 cyclic code is not unique. Now, if I want to construct a 7,4 or any n comma k cyclic code, I know that this need not be unique. Okay, because we have an example where it is not unique, so it need not be unique. Then the idea will be which one to choose among those. And this is very difficult to answer. In fact, you have to look at, so there can be some bad codes, there can be good codes in some sense. And it should be in the sense of good or bad should be in the sense of implementation. You need a circuit design, okay, for this code words. That if you give this k string, the bit string, okay, of length k, and you have to generate bit string of length n, and there will be some multiplication of polynomials here, and for each of this multiplication, you need to design a circuit which will do this. Multiplication of polynomials means you have to multiply coefficients of the polynomial. So you have to do addition and multiplication. Okay, so you have to perform addition and multiplication, and that has to be a design. And from the perspective of coding design, that has to be smooth enough so that you can have less complicated circuit for the design of this code, cyclic code. So do I have to give you the algorithm, or the algorithm is known to you now? The algorithm is nothing. I can just write in terms of this as an algorithm. What will be the step 1? Step 1 is what? What should be my step 1? I want to consider, for example, construct NK cyclic code. And what should be my step? First step.
Finding factors of x to the power n plus 1.
Okay, and then suppose that is given to you, then what we will do?
Then we have to choose possible options for gx of degree n minus k.
Okay, so the thing is, we want to. So finally, what we want to do? Given this k string, my question is, this is k length string. Okay, so this belongs to, let's say, 0 to the power k. So from there, we want to construct this, but there are some bits. Let's say earlier we have seen that these bits are information bits, meaning this whatever you here is there directly you will put here, and this part is the parity check. So now the question is, if I give you U, how do you construct this part, parity check part? So can we have an interpretation of cyclic code in terms of generator and parity check matrix, or maybe in terms of parity check digits? So if I give you UX, given U means given UX, so which is, let's say, U0, U1 dot 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 UK minus 1. So then UX is, I mean, this is not exactly equal, but this is equivalent to this, which is U0 plus U1x plus dot 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 K minus 1 x to the power K minus 1. Then what will you do? Okay, now I'm telling a procedure which we did not discuss till now. Same thing we'll be doing, but in a different language. So UX is equal to this one. Then consider or multiply x to the power n minus k times UX. So what will you get? It's the n minus 1 times UX. This will be some polynomial. What will be the degree? Degree will be n minus 1. So this will be U0 x to the power n minus k plus U1 x to the power n minus k plus 1 plus dot 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 plus U k minus 1 x to the power n minus 1. Now what I'm saying is, this is n minus k. Now divide x to the power n minus k ux by gx. Then what we can write? X to the power n minus k times ux exactly equal to some x times gx plus bx. Ax is the quotient, bx is the remainder, and degree of this is n minus k. So what should be the degree of this? Degree of bx has to be less or equal to n minus k minus 1. Okay, it cannot exceed this. It has to be less equal to this. Therefore, bx should be of this form, some b0 b on x plus dot 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 plus n minus k minus 1 x to the power n minus k minus 1. Okay. So then from here, what we can write? From here, what we can write is bx is equal to, or bx plus x to the power n minus k ux is equal to x times gx, and that is what it is. All such ax. It's a multiple of this gx, and therefore it is a code polynomial. So this part is what then? This is the corresponding code polynomial. So writing this to be equal to b0 plus b1x plus dot 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 plus bn minus k minus 1 x to the power n minus k minus 1 plus u0 x to the power n minus k plus u1 x to the power n minus k plus 1 plus dot 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 plus ek minus 1 x to the power n minus 1. So what is our corresponding code word? Code word is b0 b1 bn minus k minus 1 u0 u1 uk minus 1. So this is the information part, information digits, and this is the parity check digits. So this method is also called systematic. See why systematic? Because this will be of this particular form. All the information digits will be at the right hand side, and all parity check digits will be at the left hand side. Systematic construction. of cyclic codes. So what are this parity check part? They are nothing but the remainder. Okay, the remainder part of this. So given G, you just have to divide x to the power n minus k times ux. Okay, whatever the ux is this one. Okay, by gx you have to divide this, and then you get this, and whatever the remainder term is, that will give you the parity digits, and whatever the given term is, that will give you the information digits, and that's it. This is how they are related. So this is called the systematic way of constructing the cyclic code. So if I write now this as an algorithm, this is a systematic construction of the algorithm. Whatever we said, there was no such connection. We said, okay, you take gx, multiply this ux, and then construct all the polynomials. We started with gx, one polynomial which can be obtained as a factor of x to the n plus 1. Once you get gx, then you have a corresponding u here, ux here, let's say ux here, you take ux. Okay, in fact here you can see this is same as this one. This is same as this one. This is same as this one. So this is the information part, and this is this part, the parity check part. Parity check part, and other one is in this information digit part. So it is already constructed like this way. So you take 1 times gx, x times gx, ux means x means ux here, 1 plus x is the ux here, and so on. You multiply this, you get this. But I'm saying you in another way, what you can do is, suppose you are constructing an algorithm, you want a systematic procedure. What you can do is you just consider the gx, whatever way you can consider, you just consider this gx, then take an ux and divide it. Okay, divide this thing, then the remainder part will give you the parity digits. Okay, so if because I have to also consider, because it's a linear code, there must be some generator code, a generator matrix, and there must be some parity check matrix, and I also have to interpret it that way. Okay, so I want this to happen in this particular fashion, like right hand side information digits, left hand side parity check digits. So this is the algorithm. The algorithm is the following. Step 1, okay, multiply ux with x to the power n minus k first. Step 2, determine the remainder term bx, remainder polynomial bx. Okay, after dividing x to the power n minus k times ux by gx, x is the generator, and then step 3, okay, then bx here and ux here. That's the code polynomial. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let us see an exercise, an example maybe. We have a little bit time, 2-3 minutes. So how to do it? So if you use this algorithm, how to do it? Suppose gx equal to this, the previous one, let's say 1 plus x square, x cube. Okay, now give me any ux. Ux means a string of length 3, string of length 4. From there, I'll construct ux, and then I'll accordingly I will divide this. So first ux, let's say give me something. Let's say ux is 1001. I mean the corresponding code, this corresponding information is 1001. So this will be equal to this will be the corresponding code point will be 1 plus x cube. And what I have to do, I have to take x to the power cube times ux right? Because x to the n minus k times ux, which is x to the power 3 plus x to the power 6. Then I have to divide this by gx. So gx is 1, or maybe x cube plus x square plus 1. And I have to divide this x cube. Sorry, let me say x cube. Yeah, x to the 6 plus x to the power cube. So how do you do it? How to divide this? What should be the term here? How do you go about this? What should be, how to divide this x to the power 6 plus x to the 3 by x square, x cube plus x plus 1?
X cube.
Okay, if we do x cube, then it is x to the power 6. Okay, and there will be also x to the power 3 here, but there is another term. This is x to the power 5, right? Oh, this was x, right? This was x. So this is x to the power 4. So we got x to the power 4 here. Then what do you do?
Plus x.
Plus x. So then we'll have x to the power 4 plus x square plus x, which is x square plus x. We cannot divide anymore. So this is my qx or ax, and this is my bx. This is my bx, the remainder. This is what I am looking at, right? Where is that? Yeah, here. Here. So I got ax, I got bx, but I am only interested about bx. So bx I got. So thus bx is equal to x square plus x. Then what is the corresponding code polynomial correspond to the ux? What do you get? Vx is from this one, the formula. What is that? How do you get it? Bx plus x cube, because this is Vx, right? This is what is Vx. This is the Vx because this is the code word ax times gx, right? So then this will be nothing but Bx plus, so Vx equal to Bx plus x cube ux, which is x plus x square plus x cube plus x6. So what is the then what is the corresponding code word? Correspond to ux. Ux was what? 1001. This is the code word. Information digits I had. I have this one. So what is that sequence? There is no constant term. 0, then 1, then 1, then 1. There is no term 4, no term 5. There is one term 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the code word corresponding to that given ux.
Sir, we need not to calculate Vx, right? You can directly write.
Yes. You can directly write also. You can check. You can directly write that. But I'm saying that this we use this one, right? Where is that? We use this, right? This was my code. Yeah, this was my Vx, right? This was my code word. This is exactly equal to this one. Okay, let us see if we just write ux. What is that? Ux was 1001, right? See that ux is here. This is my ux. What is my bx? Bx is x square plus x. So what is that? X square plus x. What is that?
0, 1, 1.
0, 1. Okay, so that's it. So we know how to construct cyclic codes. Okay, and this is a nice thing. And then next day, I think next day you have exam, right? No, not next day. Next to next week. Next to next week you have exam. Exam means there's Viva. So next week we'll talk about maybe a little bit about generator and parity check matrices. And we'll also continue talking about the syndrome decoding part. So this is how we could design the code. And then we have to talk about how to detect error if there is any, because this is just a code word. Now we have to pass through this channel, and then you have to decode correctly, like if there is any error occurs. Okay, so syndrome or the error dissection. Okay, the syndrome computation, error detection, these things we have to do now. And I think that will be it. And if I don't think we'll get much time before after that. But if we get some time, then we will talk about at least one code, which is not a linear code. Well, let's see what we can do. Yeah, if you have
Sir.
any question, you can ask me. Yeah.
Sir, will we have any more tests